Alright guys, welcome to another episode on the podcast, the CFS Health Recovery Podcast. This one is a game changer and something that you might not be aware of, and again, is not talked about at all in the world of recovery, and that is vision. Without a vision, we literally have no plan and we have no direction, and with no direction we have no purpose. And one of my favorite quotes is something like, if we don't have a vision, our attention is going to go to our past, and it isn't usually a good one. And so, having a vision is so important for your recovery, because if you're playing the long game and you're doing the work, and hopefully most of you are by now, and you're learning these things, a lot of you are in our program, which is amazing, our mentorship program and lifestyle integration program for those who are progressing even further right now. But one of the biggest things that we focus on inside the program, once you have your fundamentals, once you have the baseline right, is really identifying, getting clear on what's the vision. Like, what are we working towards? Because what happens is motivation falls away. Motivation drops. And when motivation drops, the consistency drops too. Your effort, the work that you do every day can become a little bit blurry. And so vision is the thing that actually is the anchor point to the things that you're doing. Now, I've said this before, but every single month inside our program, we have a planning session. And we tie that planning session into what are we focusing on for the month ahead for each single person inside our program. Now, what we do is we tie it back to a goal. Why? Why do you want to do this? Why are you eating healthy? Why are you focusing on your nutrition right now? Why is a nighttime, bedtime routine useful for you? What are you doing it for? And why are you doing this whole thing in the first place? Like, what's the big vision ahead? And now the coolest thing about vision is, especially when you're going through this, is vision doesn't have to be set in stone. In fact, we want it to be a bit more dreamy like anyway, because we don't want to put any added pressure on. We want it to be fun and dreamy, so it feels good that you're feeling into the future without putting pressure on having to be there. Okay? And so we want to really understand, what is our why? At CFS Health, we have our own vision and mission as well. And I think without it, it's just very easy to get lost. I want to read out our mission and vision to you. The problem that CFS Health was born to solve is people around the world have no hope. They have no practical help. They're left on their own, and they literally have no holistic step-by-step plan to overcome chronic fatigue syndrome and other associated illnesses. CFS Health provides hope, community, a step-by-step program on a holistic level that helps people recover their health and life back. The vision here is to be the biggest shining light of hope and positivity in the world, to inspire people struggling with chronic illnesses and to show them that recovery is possible. Now, our mission, which is tied to that, is be the world's leading online recovery program, and to help brilliant people struggling with any chronic illness in any part of the world improve the quality of life, regain their health, and start living the life that they love. And we go even deeper than this. Through our work, we impact millions of people with our knowledge, our frameworks and teachings directly to our members, which gets passed on indirectly to our wider community via our members leading their lives by example. CFS Health's legacy breeds healthier, more balanced, whole individuals, doing more of what they love and loving more of what they do. This inspires others in their circle to do the same. We create a ripple effect around the world that is far greater than we'll ever know. That's why I'm doing this podcast right now. That's what makes me show up to the desk and do it, right? There's a reason behind it. And, my personal reason why I started CFS Health as a vision, just for you guys, because it's probably really helpful. The pain and suffering that I experienced going through this on my own when I was a teenager was so excruciatingly painful that the whole time, all I could think about is I don't want to let anyone else have to go through what I'm currently going through. And so that's how CFS Health was born, out of a vision to literally make sure no one else has to go through what I'm going through alone. And I want to give practical help because back then there was nothing. Very, very little practical help, especially online. And so that's what really helped me start this whole thing in the first place. And, vision creates action. If we don't have a vision, we just live life in a very mundane way. But if we have a vision, we're more inclined to wake up and do what we need to do that is in line with the vision in the first place. Now, the trick here is making sure that your vision is true for you. You don't just want to say something if it's not true. If it's not in line, if it's not congruent, it's not going to work, right? Now, of course, like I said, you can have a big long-term vision. You can have a short-term vision. You can have a mid-term vision. What we do inside our program is we have a values-aligned program. We distribute this out after the 6 months with our members because we want to make sure that the first 6 months is all about foundation and building a solid baseline that they can build their capacity. But what tends to happen around the 6 to 9 month mark inside our program, most of our members get to the point where it's okay, cool, I'm getting better, I'm feeling much better, my symptoms are subsiding, I don't really experience that anymore for a lot. And then they go, what do I do now? I'm stuck because now I can start to live again, but I don't know how to live again. I don't know what to do. I don't know why I want to do it, where I want to be, what I want to be doing. And so we help them through the Values Aligned program, which they get access to straight away, which they can then figure out, one, what do they value? And this can be for you too. What do you value? What's important to you? Now, I'm not talking about the things like honesty, trust, respect. They're core values for you, but what are your life values? What's important to you? Whether that's family, relationships, money, career, vocation, it could be hobbies, spirituality. There's a whole list of things. And so we help you identify what your values are, and then we create a towards motivation. And towards motivation is really about having a pull towards your goals and dreams versus an away from motivation, which is actually saying out of a fear, if I don't do this, I don't have that. So a lot of people have away from motivations, which isn't necessarily a problem. It's only a problem if it becomes a problem. And the away from motivation would be, I want to get skinny because I'm fat and I don't like it. Or I want to be rich because I'm poor. And so that's an away from motivation because it's still stating the negative, and it's not coming from a place of love, it's coming from a place of lack. If we were to twist it around, I want to lose weight and get skinny and healthy so I can run around with my kids and enjoy life with them more. That's a towards motivation. I want to be rich so I can provide more help to my family, I can do cool things in my business, and I can help more people and have a bigger impact long term. That is a towards motivation. The two have a very different feel to it, the away from versus the toward. And so we help you break that down. It's a fascinating process. Some huge breakthroughs have happened in our program because of that specific core teaching and framework, the Values Aligned program in and of itself. It happened to me. I thought, everything's going good and all that, but pretty much everything was away from motivation. I couldn't believe it. And so towards is like a pulling action. It pulls you towards your goals and dreams. You don't have to work. You don't have to muster up the courage, muster up the momentum to do things. You just naturally do them because you're pulled towards them. So I want you to think about having a vision. I want you to think about what would it be like? What would my dream life look like? How would it feel? You can paint it, you can draw it, you can write it, you can picture it, you can imagine it, and just start to feel it. And again, what will happen is what we need is the vision, but then we need short-term steps that will help you move towards that vision over time. And that's what we do inside our program. Of course, you can do it on your own as well. It might just take a lot longer and not be as fun, but it's possible because I did it, almost 20 years ago I did it. So, it's totally possible. It requires a lot of dedication and a lot of commitment, but it's totally doable. And so it's whether you want to fast track it, if you want to go long term and create an unbelievable life and legacy, and you're not just looking for like a short term quick fix. So have a vision, start to understand why you're doing this all for, because I think sometimes when we're burnt out, when we're not thinking, when our energy's low, we've run out of vision. We've run out of what's next. We've run out of the juice, the fuel, the power of what we want. And so my suggestion to you is first, just check the vision, realign with it, come back to it, and remind yourself why you're doing it. I hope this episode was super helpful, and we will see you in another one very soon. Bye for now. Hey, I hope that episode was really, really helpful. Here are 3 ways we can help you whenever you are ready. The first way is through our free Facebook group. It's called the Cephas Health Recovery Info Hub. Go and join there. It's a private group. I think there's like 4,500 people in there currently. We add free trainings in there. We add free helpful content and reminders to keep you going on your recovery. The second thing is our free resources on our website. We have the free baseline training. We also have the 3-step recovery process to start living again, and the recovery framework too. So go check that out. We'll leave some links in the description. And thirdly, another way we can help you is you directly work with us professionally. And this is where you would enroll in our mentorship program. And this is where we help clients literally step by step all the way through their recovery to living again. So if you would like help on a professional level, if you would like help on a practical level, which I think is the biggest problem in the world right now, this is what we provide, feel free to apply for the program. It is application only, so make sure you fill that out properly. We want to know what the current struggles are for you. We also want to know what your 3 goals are if you were to work with us. And it's really important that we get to know you on a deeper level, because this will help us identify where your stuck points are, and we can also identify a plan for you that you can start to implement right away. And so if you'd like to work with us and all of our amazing coaches, and also be surrounded by some freaking amazing people in over 53 countries, our program is the most comprehensive online recovery program there is. We cover every aspect of recovery. I'm not going to bore you with the details. You can just apply. We'll send you the information pack, which covers everything inside it, including the investment, the time, and what you get inside of it as well. So really looking forward to connecting with you there. And again, make sure you subscribe to the podcast, leave a review if you found it helpful. We really want to make a difference in the world. We want to make sure that our content, our work really reaches people in need, because the amount of times someone says, oh my God, I wish I found this 7 years ago, it happens every week. So let's do this together and make some positive change in the world. All the best for now, and we'll see you very soon. Bye.